Ted Boardman again with part 4 of the brick mapping tutorial. We have adjusted our tiles map in the material editor. We've set it to running bond. We have set 3 tiles across and 8 vertical courses. This is the aspect ratio of a standard 3 by 8 inch brick. That's center of grout to center of grout, center of mortar line. So now we're going to go through the 4 steps that we need to do to perform accurate size mapping. Very simple. Remember that number 1 was analyze the map. So here we're analyzing the map. Let me double click on the material itself and right click and open a preview window. So let's open a preview window for that. There's not much we can tell from the preview window of the material about that brick pattern because it's wrapped around a sphere. So again, what we need to do is analyze the map itself, i.e. look at it. Now, one thing I'm going to do too, while I'm right here, I'm going to turn my reflection off in both the reflectivity and the glossiness. I don't need shiny bricks. So back to the task at hand. We're analyzing the map. That is, we're looking at it. This could be a map that you downloaded from the internet. It could be something you painted up in Photoshop. It doesn't need to be this tiles map. We just happen to be using that as an example. Step 2 is we have to determine the size of the area covered by this map. So remember that I said a brick, standard US brick, is 8 inches long by 3 inches high. That's again center of grout to center of grout. So if I look here, I've got 3 whole bricks. So 1, 2, 3 whole bricks at 8 inches each is 24 inches. 3 inches high at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courses. 3 times 8 is 24. So 24 inches by 24 inches, or 2 feet by 2 feet, is the size of the area covered by this particular map. We then need to apply a UVW map modifier to our object. And if we go to the Modify panel, we already have that UVW map modifier. I have it assigned already. Step 4 is we adjust the size of the UVW map modifier to match the size of the area covered by that brick. So right here, the length is going to be 2 feet. Let me make sure I get that whole value. 2 feet or 24 inches. And the width is going to be 2 feet or 24 inches. Now, if I zoom in on my map, on my wall, you can see that that map looks to be exactly the right size. Now, it's being projected, in this case, from the center out. You see that the gizmo for our UVW map planar projection has aligned itself to the center of the wall and then projects outward from there. So this point right here is being projected from that area outward. Probably not ideal. So what I'll do is I'll come to my gizmo subobject level. I'll make sure that I'm in move, and I'll bring my brick pattern over here to start. I could align it to the bottom of the wall. That's okay. There's more accurate ways that I could do this, but I want to start out in the correct location if I'm going to make the correct size. So that looks pretty good. I've got a whole brick starting there, half a brick, whole brick, etc., etc. Exit subobject mode, and I now have a brick pattern that is the correct size. However, this tends to be a major problem with repetitive patterns. I had you increase the color variance significantly so that we could see this more clearly. You notice that the pattern is very repetitive over the series of repetitions, 2 foot by 2 foot, repeated over and over and over, this same pattern. When we come back, we're going to learn how to minimize the apparent repetition. Now, if this were a bitmap that I had downloaded from the internet, and this were the result, there is not much that I can do about it. But with this tiles map, the added flexibility allows me to make changes to both the map itself and my mapping coordinates to eliminate most of this problem. So, we'll be right back with the next tutorial.